My friend, he always brings up like scenarios like, "Oh, would you take back shots for $1 million?"
If you have biceps like that, you will not be depressed.
I don't think
No, I
that's how
mean,
that works.
I mean, there's a lot of content which I feel like has reduced some of the brain cells I have. But you can tell by that pause. It took me some time to even think about that. Like I,
Wait, what are y'all's ethnicities? So I know you're Turkish, right? Are you
Yeah, I'm
fully?
Turkish.
You're white as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, I'm like the whitest guy you can ever see.
are pasty.
Thank you. Is that a compliment?
What's your ethnicity, bro?
I'm Indian. My mom grew up in Delhi, and my dad grew up in Ohio.
Oh,
But
for real?
yeah, they're both Indian though, and grew up in California, and then I moved out here.
You know, I had some other Indians on my channel, but I wanted to ask, like, how do you feel like growing up in that culture has changed you?
I feel like, I mean, lots of Indians don't. I mean, lots of people that grew up here don't like to claim that they are whitewashed, but I feel like I am. I don't know how to speak the language. I grew up here fully, but the culture is fun. I've been to the temple a few times.
Would you want to learn,
Would I want to learn like the language?
like, your language? I guess more
Yeah,
about culture too.
I've tried actually. They tried to put me in school like really early on,
For
and I
real?
just messed around, like religious school and school to actually learn the language. But I do really enjoy the culture. I know how to make like a few Indian dishes myself. The food, of course, is great, and we still celebrate festivals at home. But yeah, I don't feel like I'm super ingrained with the culture as much as I'd like to be.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I think as coming from immigrant people, like, I feel like your parents want you to succeed so much that sometimes like they put on the American customs onto you because
Yeah.
like they don't want you to be like, I guess, discriminated against. I've known a lot of people, at least in like Hispanic culture, have felt like very discriminated, and sometimes they don't really like teach their kids Spanish or get integrated in the culture because they don't want to be seen as different or looked
Yeah.
on as different. So
No. I mean, I know what you mean. Yeah, because I had a friend who moved from India. Um, he moved here in like late middle school, and he got made fun of like the first couple of years because he had a heavy accent. But yeah, I mean, I do really want to learn the language just so I can communicate with my grandparents since they can't really speak English that well. My uncles and aunts can speak English pretty well just because they travel across the world and it's taught now in school there. But yeah, I really wish I could communicate with my grandparents. That's like the one thing that I wish I could do that I do want to learn eventually. But I mean, there's apps like Duolingo out
sure,
there.
I would say like best advice, just go live there for like a year or something. And I
Yeah.
promise you you'll learn so much.
No, yeah, you're kind of forced to learn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a joke where like if you take any white person, you throw them in a Hispanic household, they will learn Spanish.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's not the best part about Spanish is it's not like too hard of a language to learn as well.
I would say that the
Right.
easier thing about Spanish in comparison to something like I don't know what is Hindi
Yeah.
is that it's all Latin based, right?
Yeah.
So some of the words are similar, or we call it like cognados. Like they're basically like the same word in English and Spanish. Just one is the grammar is just suited for that language. Same thing with Italian, Latin
Yeah.
languages.
Yeah, I mean, I think what helped was just like having an actual class to learn it in high school because I took Hindi like really early on, and I just didn't really care about learning it as
Yeah.
much back then.
I wouldn't have either, bro.
But yeah, but in high school, I was kind of forced to, especially for a grade, and it wasn't too bad. Especially, I mean, just because even if you were saying things wrong, the teachers like were relatively lenient. Like, you could say something completely wrong, like. And some people we even just say, how do you say it? They'll just say if there's a verbal quiz or something, wrongo. They'll add an O or A onto it. You know what
Just
I'm
to
saying,
like try
right?
to like get something,
Yeah,
extra
you
points.
probably took it in
partial.
high school too, right? And that happened?
I mean, I took like one class, but like I speak the language,
Okay.
so it's like for me it was kind of like smooth sailing almost. Like for college too, I was able to take an exam, so I have credit by exam. So I've taken no
Okay.
I've taken no language classes for like almost 4 years now, and I've only
No.
taken one ever.
I know some Spanish speakers like specialize, and they also get like a major in uh Spanish as well, right? Or
Yeah, I
what's the
mean,
major for? Is that
I
the major?
think some people like there's like certificates or like there's like an actual like just Spanish like Mexican American
Yeah.
studies, something like that. But I'm not Mexican. I grew up. I'm Colombian and Salvadorian,
Oh,
so
okay.
the culture is a little different. But I do think like just learning about different cultures and being versed in it is very important.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
keep the history, I guess. I
Yeah,
was,
especially like when you travel. I
yeah,
mean,
for
then you'll
sure.
kind of know what you want to explore, and yeah. I mean,
Let's ask a deal, man.
yeah, this guy's
So
grown up in multiple cultures.
you you're mainly Turkish, right? You speak
Yeah, I've
you
lived
s-
there for over 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Did you just recently immigrate here, or
I flew here
you flew here?
6 years ago in
Six
2020.
years. How do you feel like that's been?
It's been good so far.
I would say like, was it a culture shock coming from like um I forgot what is the country?
Turkey.
Turkey
I didn't come
to
from Turkey
the
actually.
U.S. Where are you coming from?
I lived in Turkey for over 10 years and then I moved to Greece.
Okay.
I lived there for almost 2 years and then I moved here. So, in terms of cultural shock, yes, the states have been different compared to,
Different how though?
well, when I moved here, I was in middle school and even the education system alone felt so much different.
Harder, easier,
It was much easier.
easier over
Yes,
there
even
or
though I
here?
wasn't like I didn't speak English as well back then.
Mm.
I could still like manage to pass all my classes easily.
So you're just like the smart Turk?
No, not really.
No, not really.
I'm an average
In
Turkish guy.
comparison to like your friends over there, or what?
Over in Turkey?
Yeah,
No, I'm an average guy.
average guy.
Nothing,
Just here in
nothing
the
crazy.
U.S., you're like above average.
No, 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 I'm not above average guy either.
Above average guy everywhere.
I
Sure.
feel like the state's education system compared to Turkey, of course, is just easier.
Easier.
They put so much more workload and harder. I guess they just teach you harder stuff in Turkey, like in terms of math,
Like at a younger age.
languages. Yes, in middle school here. I mean,
So that's like a big part of you then. I mean, you lived there for 10 years and you said Greece too.
yes, I was in Greece through 7th and 8th grade, and then at the end of 8th grade, I moved here. So to be honest, I could only stay here for like 2 months in 8th grade. So that's all I could see
Is there anything that you really miss from like those countries?
in terms of what.
What do you miss? Like
I miss the food, the big malls, because Turkey has like really good
huge
malls.
malls?
Yeah, huge, and they're just over luxurious, I guess.
Really?
Yes.
I've never been to like anywhere like that before. I've never gone like what is it like I guess west for us.
Yeah.
I've never gone west. So like I have no idea what the culture, what it looks like. I guess like what's your favorite dish?
Mm,
Describe it to me.
I like
I mean, I'm trying
I
to
like a
envision a
lot of
picture.
dishes in Turkey. So gyro, one thing.
Okay.
People often argue whether or not if it's a Turkish dish or a Greek dish,
What do you think it is?
and I lived in both the countries, and to be honest, I feel like it is a Turkish dish because in Greece it is not as huge as it is in Turkey, and the ones that I ate in Turkey were just much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Is there something from your childhood that you miss?
I mean, all my friends,
Your friends? Have you seen
yeah.
them?
I mean, most of them, they still live in Turkey or Europe, like Germany. I have friends in Belgium, Greece. Uh,
So what took you here then? By education? Did your parents move or?
well, my father has a job here, so, and
You got
I think
forced?
in terms of education, like for college, States is better than Turkey or any other European country. So we kind of moved here, and it's a lot easier lifestyle for an average family out here.
Mm. What do you say? What makes it more difficult over there?
The economy in Turkey, the economy right now is really bad.
Shit, man.
Like
Yeah.
everything's expensive relative to the wage.
Yes, everything is really expensive. Like since, I mean, before I left, a Turkish lira, I mean, a dollar was worth around, I'm not sure how much, but like I think anywhere between 3 to 5 Turkish liras, and right now I know it is like around 40.
Wow. So they
No,
just
like
inflated it heavily.
really heavily, yeah.
And like, did the wages keep up too?
I mean, they do go up a little bit, but not enough.
Okay.
I mean, like the car prices, house prices, food, everything, prices just went up like insane.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it's really interesting, like learning and hearing about like, you know, I guess like countries outside of the U.S. because our economics, oh, even though a lot of people like to say it's shit, it's a lot more stable than maybe other countries that have like prime ministers or their economics are just kind of everywhere. Ours have always been kind of stable, even though it's been increasing. Um, I would say like whenever, because my dad is Salvadorian, so whenever I went to El Salvador, like seeing how those people live, I was just like I was in shock because like I had always known that it was like a third world country, but just seeing it for myself, like we were staying in like an Airbnb in like the hills, and then to like go down and to see people like working in their shops, and that's
Yeah.
like they make like a few dollars a day, and that's like their entire money for the day for them to eat and then just to sustain their little shop and stuff. And like that's what you experience a lot in a lot of the South American countries. A lot of people have shops inside of their home. In Colombia, when I went, my a family out there had like a shop which like was inside of their house, and then it was like basically one and the same. You go through one door, it's the shop, and then go past that door and you're in the house.
Wow.
So it's like it's
Yeah.
just a different way of like living for sure. So I think I feel very blessed to like be here in the US.
No, 100%. I mean, people often complain about like capitalism and the economy here, but I feel like yeah, it truly is a blessing. Just because even in India, whenever I visit my family, just the wealth gap is just so massive. It's just like a lower class. There's not like really a middle class, and there's a just upper class which controls like most of the wealth. Uh, Upper class often like since labor is so cheap, they'll often buy drivers and servants, and drivers like they'll stay at your house. They'll only cost $300 a month, but I mean for them, it's like a lot of money just because 300 gives you like a lot of spending power there, but just the wealth gap is just so big in a lot of these countries. And yeah, I'm sure it's like pretty hard to survive in Colombia too if you're not
Yeah, for
doing
sure.
something.
Like there, I would say like a lot in like the first few countries in South America, like a lot of them are going through a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Like for instance, Venezuela, they've been going through a lot of different stuff with their leaders. Like basically, like it's been corrupt for a long time, and they're trying to get out of like the corruptness and trying to save their economics, and that's like a whole another issue that like is going on right now, and that's like on top of everything that we're dealing with in terms of like
Oh
the
yeah.
U.S. versus Iran right now, and
Yeah.
it's I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, we're blessed to have like the Federal Reserve just keeping inflation in check, and yeah, this is the
Yeah,
fastest growing companies in the
that
world
was
here as
something
well.
that I was talking to like one of my coworkers about. Is like they kind of like they really had a view on life where they really despise like the rich people, and I was telling them like
Wait, you're
that's
saying in Colombia? Sorry.
no. Like just one of my coworkers that I work with.
Oh, like in
Like they were
general.
just saying talking about the U.S. They were saying
Oh,
like they really hate how like there's people that are like uber rich,
yeah.
but I was telling them, and what I truly do believe is like we really do push for freedom. And what freedom gives you is that you have the freedom to reach the highest highs, but also have the lowest of the lows.
Yeah.
It's really just how much you're willing to apply yourself and utilize the system to your benefit. And I
Yeah.
feel like for those people that are in unfortunate situations, like homelessness, for instance, like I feel like it's been a lot of different situations and life choices that have brought them to those points. And I think anybody could really rise out of the occasion if they really wanted to. but some people might be stuck with other issues like just mental illness or drug problems, which kind of keep them stuck.
No, exactly. Like these uber rich people, I feel like it's also a little bit of a reward system. Like they're often providing something which something is new or some invention. Like, I mean, lots of people hate Elon Musk, of course, just because of his political views, even though they're bipolar sometimes. But they also hate him because he's extremely rich. But I mean,
Yeah.
he's provided over 500,000 jobs with his
That's what
company.
it like. I feel like a lot of people they lack empathy in the sense of like they don't see these people as like actual people.
Yeah.
I think that's another issue that people have when it comes to like just social media people as well. They kind of just say whatever to them and kind of treat them like shit sometimes, even though like these people are just normal people. You just idolize them, even though you shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. You meet them in person, and they like going to In and Out, or they like just doing the same
Yeah,
exact
it's
things as
I
you
don't
do.
know.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just a reward system on what you can provide in terms of value for everyone. Even like the super famous guy on Shark Tank who got famous from pitching a scrub daddy. You know that invention?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he provided a lot of value just in terms of having something cool that you can wash your dishes with, something that's slightly more efficient, but that just looks better on your sink. And now he got heavily rewarded for that. And I'm sure he probably has a net worth of like at least 100, maybe 200 mil, right? Pretty big company now. But yeah, I just never really understood that, what you were saying, like people not liking rich people just
yeah. I think
because
I
they're
think
not there yet,
I think it's
maybe.
just yeah, a lot of people grow up in poverty or
Yeah.
like they just kind of they wish that they had like these lifestyles that other people have, and that's like instead of working towards maybe building something for themselves, they feel very comfortable where they're at, and that's
Yeah.
something that I've talked about before. Is like comfortability is almost like a killer, right? Because then those people that feel comfortable, then they're not satisfied in their life or they're not happy with their life, and it's because they're so used to the stability that they have from knowing that they're going to get a check at the end of the month, knowing that they're going to get a check every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's those people that are willing to take the risk that reap the benefits of it, or at least feel a lot happier in their lives because at least they're trying to work towards something they actually care about.
Yeah, I definitely do like that. You get rewarded for risk here. Yeah, it's pretty much like a high risk, high reward
Yeah, for
economy.
sure.
Of course, there's some businesses where you don't have to take as much risk, but yeah, you do get rewarded pretty well here for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's super interesting. You got anything to add on to that?
Yeah, you've been wanting to start a business for like a little while too, right?
Well, what's
Pitch
like
pitch
a
your
business?
business
Yeah, let's
idea.
pitch it, bro. Let's hear it.
Dude, I don't have anything new. Okay.
It doesn't have to be anything new.
No,
It
no,
could
no,
even
no.
be something
Well,
that's
we're
already
just
there, but like
You just gotta do it
something that will
in a
make you like
manner
stand
that
out.
appeals to people.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, one of my dreams have been to start a car gallery.
Car gallery. Okay.
Yeah. So
What is it about cars do you like? You're like, because I've never really got into cars for real. Like I don't really understand that, to be honest.
You're not like a huge like car person or anything.
Nah,
So, like-
I never been.
Okay, so I feel like every person at some point, at least like, or maybe they want to have an expensive hobby or they don't. Like some people, they have like shoes. Okay, I'm kind of straying away from this, but we'll get back to it in a
Nah,
second.
go ahead.
They have shoes, or some people love to like fly planes, or it's cars, or I don't know, cologne, or whatever it is. Some people have like an expensive, somewhat expensive hobby, or super expensive. What's like your? Do you ever want to have an expensive hobby? Or do you like have one currently?
Nah, I've never, like I'm saying right now, like I've never looked at things like I guess expensive things and thought about it like, oh, I would like to own this.
Oh,
I've been
okay.
like very like I guess closed minded in that sense, or like I've just been very stuck on what's going on and like kind of just like future in terms of like my family or like my status, if that makes sense. Not really the
No.
things that I had. Whenever I was little, I always said that I wanted to be successful. I
Yeah.
always wanted to have some type of like notoriety or some be famous basically.
Yeah, yeah.
This,
I
this is
mean,
what I was saying when I was little, but like in terms of material things, I was never like, oh, I'm gonna have a nice car or something. I think
yeah.
the only thing I could say is like I really just wanted to own property.
Oh, okay.
So I would just say like I would want to own a lot of houses.
Just like building wealth. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I feel like that's a good thing because it does like keep you humble. And I mean, it's not like you're trying to show off or anything. Me and him have always just been into cars just because we actually like genuinely enjoy driving the look of like certain cars just with their aggressive look or more sleek look, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
I know what you're saying. Like I
um,
get the appeal. Like
yeah,
I kind of see everything from people's perspective. So like I understand the appeal.
yeah.
Just to me, it's never like striked out,
No,
you know.
exactly.
But
I
I can
mean,
appreciate like to me, it looks like art almost.
yeah. And I mean, I even appreciate like older, less expensive cars that like look amazing still. Um, but yeah, owning an exotic car dealership would be cool. Or you want an exotic car dealership or
I mean, that's the end goal.
end goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's really cool. What's your dream?
Uh, well, like if money like wasn't a thing or just end goal,
Give me both. Like I feel like if money wasn't like something you had to worry about at all, what would you get, or what would you do?
I'd be a scuba diver.
Scuba diver?
Yeah. Imagine, no, 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 you guys are laughing, but
Nah. I mean
imagine like
like
how cool it'd be to like, I know some people actually like fear going pretty deep into the
yeah.
ocean, but I feel like I'd be fine, with the proper training and with a tank and all that. But it'd be so cool to like go down there, see things that 99.9% of people will never be able to see.
Hmm.
Certain, I don't know, fishes or maybe plants down there or whatever it is. Uh, it'd be pretty cool to be a scuba diver. Not like a super intense, like maybe military scuba diver that I got to go on like super extreme missions, but something like more for research or whatever it is. But they usually don't get paid well, or sometimes not even paid at all. Just get paid just with the proper equipment. That's all. But if kind of end goal for me is just I also wanted to get into properties too. My goal is to actually buy a property once I graduate with my bachelor's with a friend. We want to get our first rental eventually, but and then slowly we'll like start that up and build a network of properties. Probably pretty similar to your goal, but I also have been into the stock market for a while, which has helped me build a little bit of extra wealth on top of just working. But yeah, I also do want to build wealth and not really worry about just the cost of things and being outpaced by inflation. And again, since I am into cars, I do want to own something nice one day. So that's been a big motivator for me.
No, that sounds really interesting. I guess like I'm gonna explain to you as a little something different, which is
Yeah.
basically like my purpose or like what I like to say my why.
Your why?
I've
Okay.
explained it before, but like I've always wanted to be like the sole keeper of my time. I feel like time is something that we can never have more of. It's only just slipping away from us.
Yeah.
So I guess my end goal was to always be financially free and to a point where I wouldn't have to be dependent on like um, normal things like such as a job, for instance. So I could have like more time to work on things that I truly desire or I care about and my family.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
always said that I wanted to do it because I feel like there's a why and there's a how. I wanted to do it by being a genuinely good person because I feel like I'm gonna say something kind of out of pocket, but like I feel like my friend, he always brings up like scenarios like, "Oh, would you take back shots for $1 million or something?" But I'm always like the type of person that like I kind of think about it too literally, where I'm like, I don't think I would do it because like in my brain I would be telling myself like
What, like you?
reminding myself each time that like I would spend this money or utilize this money, I would be like, damn, like the way that I got it is like
It wouldn't
through
sit right
like yeah, it
with you.
wasn't like the right way. Like
Yeah, and I
kind of
feel like
like
that's something that haunt me forever. Like,
yeah.
I know eventually I will make it in terms of, being financially free, but whether I make it or not, I wouldn't want to make it by doing that just because that'd like haunt me forever,
Yeah, for sure. Because there's so many famous people that feel like they have done wrong, and
Yeah.
then that forces them to, they, a lot of people have killed themselves, have been in a lot of they try to relieve themselves through pleasures, which then lead them down different ropes and stuff, drug addicts, and then
Yeah.
eventually they just end up dying.
No.
And I feel like I just couldn't like sell my soul in a sense because I feel like once I lose the authenticity, like everything's doomed, low
No,
key.
exactly. But I want to ask you this though, because I feel like for me, I'd still want to work a job for the rest of my life, even if I'm financially free, just because there's some people out there who they just get extremely depressed and lonely just from not having anything to do or like no purpose after they retire. They're just kind of sitting at home all day, not really knowing what to do. What would you really do like after you quit your job? Because I feel like for me, I'm my goal is to do physical therapy. Eventually, I'd have like another 3 years of post grad after this. But my goal for me at least is I want to work maybe 20 hours a week, and then the other 20 hours maybe I'd be spending managing properties. Maybe I'd get like a couple dogs. I'd be able to walk them throughout the day, spend more time with my family, whatever it is. Like I feel like 20 hours for me would be like that sweet spot where I still feel like I have purpose, but I have time to spend on like other things like properties, the stock market, dogs, family, whatever it is, right? What would be your kind of
I
goal
guess
with,
you're asking like dream job almost.
or
If it,
not
like
like, yeah, I
besides
guess,
money, you know?
yeah, yeah. Once you're financially free, would you still want to work basically? Or
Yes,
what
of
would you do?
course. I think
Okay.
not doing anything is also something that like is very prohibiting too,
Yeah.
because like I was saying, like being comfortable. I've always wanted to learn more about different cultures, so I feel like I would spend a large majority of my, I guess, younger life trying to travel and explore more cultures. Maybe go
Okay.
to some of y'all's like home countries
Yeah.
and experience the culture over there. But I've always been a creative at heart, so I always like creating art, and I write poems. So like currently I'm actually working on creating a poetry book as well. So I think like those like creative outlooks are something that I would continue to do
Wow.
outside of like the wealth as well.
Are you trying to
So
publish the book
yeah,
or? Okay.
yeah, I just self-publish for sure. But that's
That's
like,
cool.
I guess like that's like a short-term goal because I want to do it in the next year or two.
Wow. That'd
So
be
I'm
pretty
like
cool.
accumulating some poems that I've been writing. So
I had no
it's
idea you're into that. Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So you're also taking poetry class or just kind of learning on your own?
I've been writing poetry. I wouldn't even say there's like formality to what I'm doing. I guess like in some sense, but like
Yeah.
I've just been writing poetry since like middle school. Like it's been a long time. Like it's been something that I've always like gone to whenever like I was feeling sad or I felt an emotion or something. I always just written.
Okay.
So I wanted to show like I guess some of my internal thoughts and my thinking through like the poems.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So I have a really good idea, but the whole premise of my poetry book, I'll give you a quick rundown, is that what I want to do is that I wanted to make basically a right-sided poetry book because I feel like sometimes whenever you're reading
Wait.
on the left side, it's a little
All the poetry would just be on
on the right
right
side.
side of the.
So like this. So like if I open the book, right,
Yeah.
all of the poems will be on the right,
And the left page would
and the
always be
left
blank.
side would be an illustration made by me that
Oh.
corresponds to the poem
So you
itself.
also draw as well?
Yeah, I used to draw.
I had no idea.
So I would, yeah, this is like my whole premise of my poetry book. Like I would want to have like an illustration that corresponds with the poem on the right, and it would just be short poems. Maybe some of them will be longer. I've currently written like maybe 10 of 50 poems right now.
That's cool. What type of poems do you do? Because I remember I did poems in middle school. I forgot the name for it, but one of my favorite types of writing for like poems, it would start on the outside and you'd slowly go on the inside and you spiral in the middle. You know what I'm talking
I
about,
know what you're
right?
talking about. I would say like that's why I was saying like there's not really like formalities to my poems. It's
Okay.
more so like they follow themes and then they have like a lot of like alliteration or rhyme schemes in some senses. So
Okay.
like um I wouldn't say like it follows a certain format. It's just something that sounds good to me. And
Yeah.
I've read a lot of my poems to other people and they find them enjoyable too. So
Okay.
I would say I don't follow like a strict style. There
Yeah.
are like things that I do take from poets, but it is like truly just my style.
That's cool.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
What's your question, bro?
So, you writing poems, that feels like it's a hobby, right?
Yeah.
So you would do that to cool off, relax. When you maybe like when you're depressed, you just do this, or when you're sad. I feel like everybody out there somehow needs like some kind of a hobby like this to balance life, work, and and mental health. So like for me, let's say I like when I'm exhausted with all my work throughout the day, with my schoolwork or any other stuff, at the end of the day, I like just playing, just trying to learn how to play guitar. I'm not good at it, but like even when I practice and get some kind of improvement, it just it gives you this feeling of an achievement, and
I
I
think
feel like that's really important for everybody out there, especially if you're like working too hard throughout the day.
I would say like it's those things that really do give you purpose whenever you feel lost sometimes. Like
Yeah,
it like you're saying, like the sense of accomplishment. I think I also feel that way too, but I feel like for me it's more of a release than I feel like, oh yes, I did this or I learned this. I feel like it's more so like I kind of come down to earth almost.
yeah,
I would say like something that I preach a lot is like I think therapy is really important. Like I myself have never been to therapy, but I've just seen like what therapy has done, and just like me interacting with people, just getting my emotions and thoughts out. It's helped me so much. Like just figure out what's going on in my head. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I get kind of trapped in a box. So I feel like therapy is so important.
No, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people are embarrassed to go to therapy, but I never really been to therapy much. I mean, a little bit, but like, for me, it personally like didn't help a lot. I feel like talking to people, at least for me, which I like know really well, and I can be just unfiltered with like straight off the bat, has helped like a lot more. But I know for some people, they'll really find therapy helpful, and it can
Yeah, I mean,
change
I
a
think
lot.
I'm preaching it kind of like more so in the literal sense, and also to like how you're explaining. Like, I feel like there are a lot of different ways that people cope, and like maybe my writing has
Yeah.
been a way of therapy for me, you know. So I would just say
Oh,
like
okay.
having a release of some kind. But I think just in general, even if you're not going to like a licensed therapist, just getting your thoughts and emotions out to one other person, somebody that's
Yeah.
able to listen to you or at least give you maybe give you some insight, lend an ear. I feel like that's super important for sure.
No, exactly. So like you're saying for you, poetry is kind of your therapy, and like you just get. I was initially thinking like poetry is one of those things that you just kind of you have a bunch of like shower thoughts, and you maybe just write that down onto a piece
It's
of paper,
both.
maybe.
Like there are instances where things are fueled by emotions. There's others where like I think like the rhyme scheme or I think the theme is really interesting. So
Yeah.
it's really just both. It's an accumulation of both for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys have like any? I know you were saying guitar. Do you have like any extra?
I'm not gonna lie. My life is like
working out.
yeah, relatively boring, but I feel like working out has kind of proved that like you can achieve something with enough work and time put in, and with enough like calculation as well. It's not like a lot of calculation truly, but like just tracking my meals like at least 80% of the time, unless I'm eating out, has helped a lot. And working out, yeah, definitely has been a sense of accomplishment. Like especially when I used to do powerlifting a couple of years ago, that sense of accomplishment when you're like hitting a new PR, like new bench PR, squat, whatever it is, right? Or even moving up in weight right now is like a big accomplishment, and like seeing kind of how far you've come compared to like 3 4 years ago. Um, that's been like a big thing. And he was like saying having that feeling of achievement. Besides that, my hobbies just kind of consist of I like to research companies since I do invest into the stock market. So I enjoy like
Nah,
researching
Loki, gotta talk
companies.
to you about that after, bro.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be
it's pretty fun just
more
because
educated for sure.
I mean, it's one of those things I really actually like do enjoy. I know some people just do it just to make money, right? It's one of those things I enjoy, but I don't want to destroy that hobby for me, which is why I'm not like truly doing it as a major, because I know business majors who will often end up like working at hedge funds. They're forced to do these things called DCF models, right? And you probably know, you guys know what they
A
are?
little bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Basically, you have to find like the intrinsic value of a company as of right now, and it's a whole thing where it takes like a couple hours on a spreadsheet. But they're basically doing that most of the day at a hedge fund, or they're often doing a lot of like the boring work initially. But I feel like that would be something that would kill the hobby for me. But yeah, I truly do enjoy it just as a side thing. So during the day, if I have extra time, I'll research companies, or I'll be just browsing properties just because I do plan on buying one
Yeah, just
eventually.
like
Or
Thinking
And
about it.
yeah, exactly. And then when I'm back at home, I'm like a big dog person. So yeah, I enjoy walking the dog, spending time with him. What else? Yeah, those are I mean most of my hobbies. I enjoy also watching like TV shows. Right now we're watching the same one, Attack on Titans. He's kind of put me onto it.
Okay.
I put him
And
on to every single show he's watched
not
throughout
every single
college.
he
Through college.
mostly, yeah, cuz I feel like I kind of ran through everything that I wanted to like watch on Netflix and everywhere else. I mean, some of like the really good ones, like of course Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. What else? As a kid, I really loved watching The Flash, but yeah, watching TV will be like another thing I'll do at the end of the day if I have a little bit of extra time. Yeah, those are kind of all the hobbies. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like yeah, I'm gonna touch back on like the fitness. I feel like
oh yeah,
fitness and getting your body right is so important.
no,
Like
exactly.
I've always had like a relationship when it came to like my physical fitness, but I've like since coming to college, I really like fallen out of it a lot. So like for the past month or so, like basically when I turned 20, because I just turned 20. I know
Oh,
I'm hella young. Anyways,
wow.
like I told myself like you need to lock in. I was just like I want to feel better. I want to be better like in my life, and I from that point forward I've just been trying to go and be more consistent. I feel like I've felt a lot more better. I mean it's only been like a month since I've like started being very consistent again, but I can already like see the benefits, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you do feel better. I feel like I do feel like more energetic, and it gives me something to look forward to at the end of the day. Like, it kind of sounds sad, but it's like sometimes the only thing I have to look forward to because like on a weekday you're just running through classes most of the day.
It's
Like
fine.
one of my weekdays I have like almost a 9 to 5 with just like mini gaps between classes, right? And then after that, the gym is like where I mostly talk to people, meet people. I met actually him in the gym as well. Um,
Yeah, I was gonna say like, how has the gym helped you out, or like, do you? I mean, I've see you at the gym hella. Like,
Yeah. Well, before college, actually, I didn't. I mean, I used to work out, but I've been working out consistently since college, especially with him, because we kind of like push each other to not skip every day. We do our splits together, our sets together, and I feel like just having a gym partner, even that helps a lot to get started. I mean,
see,
at
he's
the
your
end,
therapy.
yes, I mean, I look up to him. Like, look at his biceps. Come on. At the end of the day, if you have biceps like that, you will not be depressed.
I don't think
No, I
that's how
mean,
that works.
I actually used to not have a gym partner too. Like at my home gym before I moved here, I would just talk to like a lot of people between my sets, but I would never actually like really train with people unless it was like my high school friends who I got into the gym with me. Sometimes like during breaks, I'll see them and we'll train together. But I would never like really have like a year round gym partner. But yeah, it's actually been fun like having him as a gym partner. We'll also have like one other person that'll join us as well a lot. And yeah, even though it does kind of stretch the workout a little bit, like I used to spend probably an hour and a half at the gym, but now sometimes we're spending upwards like 2.5 hours just like messing around between sets, like pushing each other, whatever it is. And it is a lot more fun.
But
Yeah.
it's like those moments though that like you're like, damn, like it was so fun today, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's like the best part.
Even if we're not feeling good, like during the workout, like it'll still feel good just being together and messing around between sets. Yeah.
For
You
sure.
know how people like some people who work out, they say, "Oh, I work out to keep my mental state good," or "I work out to stay healthy." Like for me, I literally just work out just so I can achieve that body that I want one day.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah.
I feel like you know that's good though, you know?
Yeah,
Like you
like
kind of have
I
like
have a
a
goal up
goal.
there. Yeah, and to achieve that, I mean, going to gym every day to achieve that goal, like I know I'm doing something that I want, and I'm happy to do it, because at the end of the day, I'll get what I want. So
Okay.
For sure. I mean, I think that's like why we do the things that we do on a day-to-day basis, kind of working towards that end goal that we all want to achieve.
it
You
is
know?
like
Yeah.
going to college, going through all the classes. At the end of the day, you want that job.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think too, bro. That kind of just made me think about like education and just staying educated. Like I feel like just maybe if it's not in the traditional sense, like in school, I feel like being a lifelong learner is so important. You just got to be
Yeah.
consistently learning and just utilizing your brain, and you'll be straight.
No, exactly. Like I know a lot of people, they'll see skills that seem like really interesting, but they'll get turned off about, the learning curve to it or how long it'll take to learn. But and I feel like it's one of those things, once you dive into it, it becomes really fun if it's actually something you're interested
I
in.
would say like it's just like some people they need that kind of like to search around to find like what they're truly passionate about.
Yeah.
And once you find that passion, I was gonna say about the scuba diving stuff. Like if that's something that you're really passionate about, incorporate it somehow in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, like even if you're saying like it's not very profitable, maybe as a job. One thing I heard from like just social media personalities is literally just like nowadays you can really just make a job out of anything. So as long
No,
as you
exactly.
work towards like your ambition or your dream, then there's gonna be some type of way to monetize it, bro.
Yeah, you actually got me thinking
It
about
is what
that.
it is.
I mean,
You
like
know,
I've like seen so many videos of like people with like meta glasses. Imagine if you had like a GoPro. I don't really see this on Instagram as much. If you had like a GoPro,
you could be the first.
and yeah,
I mean, I
strapped on a
see
GoPro
sometimes like
and
the diving people, like they be like catching the fish and stuff, but I feel like just exploring, like that would be really cool.
yeah, upload some like scuba diving reels
I think that
in
would be
Hawaii
cool,
or
bro.
wherever.
Bro,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like your next business adventure right there, bro. Get sponsored by like some like Michelin or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy. When are you starting? Let's talk about you though. When are you starting the exotic car dealership? Or what would be like your steps to it if you're just like, let's say you want to like start it. I don't know, today.
Today,
Yeah, but let's say you're given like $100,000 of like starting capital.
well,
Wait,
first
give-
of all,
give-
if I have the company, just buy cars.
Buy cars, okay.
I guess like how would you want to monetize it?
Yeah, and like
Would you
Here's,
like?
I think here's the most important part about doing a business like that. You need to invest on things that you like. Like if I'm gonna and sell a car there, I have to buy something that I like. So, and then
You know what you could do?
Really?
I had an interesting thought. You could really make it. I've seen this before, but you can really make it like an art gallery. And then like you could just like have people pay tickets in order to see like the nice cars and stuff.
oh yeah,
oh yeah, like a
And then
museum,
like
yeah.
you can like ask like people that have really nice cars like, hey, like can you bring it in for like 2 months? And then that would be like an extra attraction or something.
Yeah,
that's actually the really smart.
Um,
Yes.
actually, there's a concept just like that near me where it's really similar to a gallery, except you can go in for free and they often host meets. But basically, what more like rich people do is they'll leave their cars with them. Like, there's actually like a one of like five like super old like Rolls Royce there, like AMG GTRs, and like I don't know if you know.
No,
like,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. So they have like a bunch of probably like in the high eight figures like worth of cars in that gallery, and it's just mostly people who have these cars and they'll leave them with them to take care of them, right? And just that they don't break down and they don't have to keep them at their own house, if or maybe they don't even have to live with it if they have like multiple houses, right?
Yeah.
And then they're able to host these car meets basically for free and let people in for free. It could be like a pretty similar concept that you could do where you could like specialize in just taking care of expensive cars, and you can do it for completely free. You can no, you don't do it for completely free, but you can let people see it for completely free, but you just charge to take care of the cars, similar to how they do.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you have to have something unique to your business for it to stand out.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're just selling cars, you're basically a dealership, and that's nothing.
Yeah, I think like
Unique.
more putting it into like the art realm would be like more of a better way I think to look at it for sure.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I feel like even dealerships are kind of cool. Like having an exotic car dealership. I don't know if you've seen that one dude online. I don't know his name. He always pops up on my page. I think his name's George, and he's a bald dude. You seen like there's always like those videos of him negotiating cars. Well, basically he's this exotic car dealership owner, and he's kind of just put himself out there on social media, and that's how he's brought a lot of traction to his dealership, just because he has mostly exotic cars, and he posts videos of like the whole negotiation between him and the customer, and because of that, he's brought like a lot of traction to his dealership, and he's constantly like flipping these sometimes even 7-figure cars.
Yeah, I
And-
think like social media and digital marketing has gotten to a point where like you can really make any business out of anything. Like that's what I was
Yeah,
explaining earlier.
exactly.
Like
Like,
I think it's a really powerful tool, even though like a lot of I guess like rot comes with it. You know.
yeah, because it just turns into like a 30-second video of, the most intense high adrenaline negotiation. But
And then you scroll, and then you see like 6, 7 memes of like just
yeah,
explosions and stuff. I'd be getting
no,
those, bro.
exactly. I mean, there's a lot of content which I feel like has reduced some of the brain cells I have. But you can tell by that pause. It took me some time to even think about that. Like
Yeah.
maybe if I never scrolled reels, I
Yeah,
could have thought
bro.
about that
But
faster.
my
But
cortisol levels are gonna like spike if I don't see my 6, 7 reels. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. So
I need
sometimes,
those.
The dopamine.
yeah, sometimes I
Crazy,
am
bro.
like forced to delete Instagram if I have like a really important test coming up. But so I do like
Nah,
feel
that is an extreme, but I low key understand. I
yeah. I mean, it's only for like usually 2 or 3 days, but then at the same time, like you do feel bad whenever you delete it because then you have like your friends like still sending you reels or people
Yeah.
sending you messages on there, and yeah, it's like a
Actually happened.
weird situation. And then also you still want to keep in contact with like, let's say if your family posts like something like just a regular post that something that
Yeah,
happened to them or
it's like a
you
it's a
know
weird balance of like trying to figure out like how do I get away from like the dopamine rush of like scrolling and then
yeah,
like the social aspect, you know?
exactly,
And it's like there's like no in between because if you have it, then you have this short term dopamine right here,
yeah,
right next to the like the messages and everything.
exactly. And even in the messages, like people are sending you these reels as well, so it's like the double whammy. Like you want to keep in contact with them by sending them reels. Like
Yeah.
there's one dude from my hometown. I really only keep in contact with him. I mean, we're really close, like whenever we see each other, but we only like send each other like a reel maybe once a week or once or twice a week, let's say, right? But that's our way of kind of keeping in contact with each other. We'll send each other reels, but so it's like a weird thing where it's a weird way of keeping in contact. I don't know.
Nah, I mean I think it's
Because
normalized now, but
it is normal,
yeah.
but it's one of those things like, what do I really message him about like every single week
Well,
to
see,
keep in contact?
that's what I'm
But
saying. Like, I think that's why it's important to have like conversations like this to kind of like, I guess, pass by like the short. What am I trying to say right now? To like get past like just the little questions that people always ask you like, oh, how's your day? Sitting down
yeah,
with people and just kind of
just
talking
like
to
small
them on a
talk.
deeper level. Yeah, small talk. I don't know why I kept blinking on that.
No,
But
all
yeah,
good.
I feel like just having deeper conversations, I guess every so once in a while, or just keeping a healthy habit of it is so stimulating and so great for the brain, like for
Yeah.
sure. So I would say to your friend that you that you send reels to, like send him a message. Just be like, "How are you doing? How's your mental, bro? Doing good."
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's some people where I'll talk a lot with them in person, and over messages, I won't message
Yeah.
them for maybe for 3 4 months until I'm back in town, and then I'll see them, and we'll just be talking for a while. But yeah, that is a good idea to keep in contact. How are you doing? It's something as simple as
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I feel like
Instead of sending reels.
That's
Yeah.
that's almost enough.
Here, wait. Let me.
Where do
give
you get your haircut?
Okay.
Oh yeah. Honestly, for the past like few months, I would say even year, I've cut my hair basically 75% of the time.
You cut your own hair?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I've cut my own
very
hair like
impressive.
75% of the time, and then the other times I go to a salon and I'll just like get my hair cut, cause like low key like I kind of strayed away from getting like more fades and just like try to stay like just scissor cut because I feel like it's a lot more maintainable and I feel like it still looks stylish without having to have the fade. And I found a lot in my own, I guess like the style that I like, that it looks a lot more, I guess, like masculine than I feel like sometimes with fades. If it's a really nice fade, it looks nice, but sometimes I feel like it looks a little like little boy ish,
Yeah,
you know.
I
And
get
I
that.
and I don't really want to be conformed in that box. So I'm like, I'd rather like stick with this scissor cut, something that I feel like looks fresh but
Yeah.
clean at the same time.
You do have like a unique haircut relative to like a lot of other Mexicans. Like, they'll usually no, don't take this like the wrong way though. But,
He
Nah,
has
nah.
the same haircut as
Like-
Sebastian.
no, like Sebastian, hold up. Sebastian has like curly hair just all around. Like the sides are like less curly for you, right?
I mean,
That's
it's just
because
because
mine
it's
is
just because
short.
it's shorter.
Oh, okay.
So like the only reason why the front is a lot curlier is because it's a lot longer. So like when I recently cut my hair, like the sides got cut down a lot more the back as well. So it's like more wavy. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the front I kept more curlier because like my all right with my hair I have really weird hair. So like you see like my hair looks really wavy on the sides, but once it gets to this length, it just starts curling. Like my hair will just naturally start curling. So like I don't really like to keep the front really short because then it's gonna be like kind of wavy, like but it's gonna be like a weird wave. And
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with
So
that.
you like the sides short, but the front long?
Yeah, cause like I also feel like long hair, like I mean no shade, but I feel like it looks kind of messy, and I really want to try to keep like as clean as possible. It's really not. I really can't
No,
because like
exactly.
my hair
That's the
type,
reason I never
you know.
really grew it out. I was considering growing it
Um,
out at one point, but I never did because of that. I feel like you lose that professional look.
yeah, like I feel like it's so difficult because like I don't want to look like a little boy, but at the same time, like my hair is nice, I guess you could say. So like I always have the urge to grow it out, but then I'm like I can't lose like my steez. Like I gotta be, I gotta stay like professional, you know. But I'm gonna give you this. Stick with the deals.
Wait, when you go to the salon, like, which one do you go to? Is there a specific one? Specific?
See, I used to go to like the same barber like every single like couple weeks. But like low key nowadays, because like I just rock the scissor cuts and I just like kind of freeform shit, like I just be going wherever. But like I would say when I was getting fades though, like I was super specific like where I'm going. Cause I didn't really like how people did certain things. And there was just like this one guy that I really fucked with.
Yeah, I get what you mean. For me, I've had my barber for probably the last 8 years, and I like trust her with almost everything. I mean, like I have a pretty relatively like basic haircut, I would say, right? But there's like very small things which she knows like about my hair, like keeping like one like part right here just a little bit longer so it kind of just flows in with it, and like very like small things which I don't have to like remember to repeat to another barber or like have like just hope that another barber does it the exact same, which is why I kind of it's actually been like I think 2 months, maybe 2 months and a couple weeks since I've gotten my last haircut. I got it in like December break, right? And yeah, one of those things like I'd only ever trust her with my hair, and I'd probably just wait until I'm back in California just to get a haircut, even though it sounds like a little bit crazy. But
No,
yeah, I've just never trusted
I
another
low key
barber.
feel you, but like
Yeah.
another reason too, like I really liked like the scissor cut style, but also too, it was like a monetary thing too, because I was like I find myself spending like $40 like every 2 weeks on like
Oh
a
yeah,
haircut,
that
and
is
I
a
was
lot. Yeah.
like holy shit, I'm like spending like $200 every month on like a haircut. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's like
what am I doing, bro? So
that's
yeah,
basically a couple weeks worth of groceries
yeah,
just
like,
from
and I was just
haircuts
like
in a month.
going into
Yeah,
college, I was like, yeah, I can't do this shit.
but I mean, hey,
Initially, I used to actually fade my hair, but
it's not
then
like
I
the worst thing though, just because like you're pretty humble like all around, like in terms of like spending. I mean, you're saying that you don't really like have anything you really spend a lot of money on. It's not
was
like the worst.
I would say my weakness though is like food. I spend
Oh, I
so
feel
much
that.
money on food,
Yeah,
but besides like on like extra stuff like clothes and things like that, like I like to try to stay stylish, but I don't really buy that many clothes. But
yeah,
food,
and
holy shit! Like I spend so much money on food. I had to like create a schedule, like a budget, like recently, because I
yeah,
was like, "You're spending too much money on food."
like going out or like just
It's
making
groceries.
good food at home.
Both. I would
Okay.
say like there are instances where like I'll buy a lot of groceries, or like I would say going out is more so my issue.
Yeah, what's your favorite place to go out? Like, what's like kind of your staple here?
Staple
Do you have like
here.
every week you'll go there, or sometimes even twice a
Honestly,
week?
like this, I just eat like Chipotle, Loki, like all
Chipotle
the
hits.
time.
I just burned myself out. I actually never told you, but I used to work there,
Oh, for real?
and yeah, they were actually funny story. They were about to fire me. Well, no, they didn't fire me. Well, because I was also taking too many meals, and then but they were really understaffed, so they let me go there, and then eventually, since they were so understaffed, but I was about to quit then later on, and then I was like, you have to let me go back to taking 2 meals per shift, and then they were like, yeah. So I burnt myself out because I was getting 2 meals every shift, and then sometimes I would even just take one home because wasn't hungry enough.
Yeah.
And I'd like load it up with like triple meat.
Holy
I didn't really
shit.
care because like I could just do whatever I want there, right? And this was like my senior year of high school, but eventually I quit just because they made me like miss out on like so many events like my senior year of high school because they were understaffed and they would just put me on the schedule without me knowing. But
Bro, like
Chipotle hits though. I
dude,
know what you mean. Like it's Chipotle is like amazing. Like you ever get the queso? Yeah, queso's so good and
everything's good, but like what you were just saying about missing out on stuff, bro. Like I think this was the first New Year's that I didn't spend at work in the past like 3 years.
wow.
Because like every other year, I used to work at Top Golf, and I was
Okay.
actually like one of the expos, so I was a chef
Oh,
basically,
okay.
and like
They've
over
had some
there,
pretty good
like
food surprisingly there.
yeah, they
Yeah.
have really all of their food is
Like you wouldn't
fresh.
think it's good
No,
food at a golfing place, but
all of their food is fresh
yeah.
for sure, and yeah, like I would stay there 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Yeah.
sometimes, and yeah, I would spend my New Year's there, and it's like I was so depressed, like just it was yeah.
Yeah. I
Nah,
mean you're getting the
it's
paycheck
crazy.
but like I mean at what cost,
Yeah, it
right?
was like
Yeah.
it was insane, bro.
I get that.
Do you have any horror stories about work? Do you work?
Not right now. I used to work in high school at this grill. I was the cashier. I actually got fired.
You got-
Really? Why do you steal money?
No, I would never do that.
Oh, okay. How can you
I
get fired
actually
as a
got
cashier?
fired. My manager, he actually liked me a lot,
Yeah.
but I was the only cashier for the past 3 weeks of me working there. And this one day, I was in the restrooms just talking to my mom on phone because she had called me actually. And when I was talking to her, the manager walked in and he said, "Oh, you're lacking again. Like you're off." He just fired me right then and there.
Oh
Damn.
what?
Oh, but before that,
Maybe he was
I
just having a
no,
bad
no,
day.
No, I just remember now. This was during the summer, and actually, the school was gonna start in like 3 weeks from then. So I told them I was gonna have to quit good job in like 3 weeks when my
Yeah.
school started, and he said okay. And then the same day he fired me.
Oh, he's like, we might
For
as well
that
let you
reason.
go
Man,
early.
it was like some
So that was
resentment or
basically his
something.
like
Yeah.
excuse to fire me. Yeah.
No, yeah. That's why I know some people don't even give like a 2 weeks because of that. Or just because they know like sometimes they'll just let you go early. Even though most places they won't do that if they're actually like a professional company. But yeah, I did also used to work at GNC. That was like since when I was at community college before I transferred here. I was there for about like 2.5 years. I started like summer after high school, and it was really fun actually. Met like a lot of people, which I could just be even my manager. Like we were all like super out of pocket in the store. We could just talk about anything unfiltered, and we still even meet up probably twice a year just to get like Korean barbecue or
That's
whatever it
what's up.
is. Yeah, so
Nah,
we're all pretty chill, even though we all left that job now.
I'm in the same boat as you. Like back there in Top Golf, even though like I guess my working conditions were kind of like bad sometimes.
Yeah,
Like I think the best part about working somewhere like that was really the community. Everybody there was super nice. Like everybody there was super friendly. So I find myself going back like every so once in a while whenever I'm in town, like just seeing like oh like my old like people chef friends and stuff like or
yeah,
just like the Bejos and stuff like just seeing them. It's always like nice.
yeah. Because you spend like so much time with them. Like it was really funny. Me and my friend were actually calculating this. Like I was spending, I think 2 or 3 more times amount of time with him compared to him the amount of time that he spent with his girlfriend, just because we were working like so much together this one summer, and like the amount.
You were his boyfriend, bro.
Yeah, basically at that point. And it's just crazy because you spend so much time together and then like boom, like you just eventually like one day it just completely stopped because one of you leaves a job or
Yeah.
gets fired or whatever, or like he moved on to like make more money at another job and then I moved on to move to here, right? So
That was my boyfriend.
now now I'm his
Oh, yeah.
boyfriend.
That's your
'Cause-
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because we spent so much time together going to the gym and then
Oh.
watching Attack on
I
Titans.
see,
But
I see.
yeah, now
Yeah.
yeah, now I guess we both moved on. But it's weird because you have like such a big connection with them, but
Yeah.
you just move on so quickly because of the environment you worked at. But yeah, it is cool that you visited your old coworkers? Do you ever like do anything outside of work with them sometimes? Or
I would say no, but it's because like usually like I was really young whenever I
yeah.
was working there, so like I worked with a lot of people that were in like their mid 20s or like
Oh,
early 20s, and I
yeah.
I was like barely like just turned 18 at the
Okay.
time, so like oh no, I had a girlfriend at the time, and it was like a whole thing. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just
that makes
it
sense.
was just yeah.
I feel also with Top Golf, like with GNC, it was very like close community just because it was 5 to 7, just like really only 5 people sometimes only working there, like in terms of the total staff. Probably at Top Golf, there's like what, 30,
Oh no
right?
no no no! It's like
40,
I
50.
would say on shift at a time, like I would say about 50. I would
Oh,
say maybe 50 to 60 per day.
like for on shift for me, it'll be like 2, maybe 3 people, but like the total staff I'm saying would be like 5 to 7, like
Yeah, like per
the whole
day. Per
rotation.
day, I would say about 40 to 50
That's
people.
that's crazy.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then like
so it is harder to get
if
closer
you
to
were talking
people.
about like for the day too, it like almost close to 100.
Yeah, so I mean, since you're working with so many people, I'm sure like it's kind
No,
of
but
harder.
like it was like a cutscene, you know? Like imagine like going like to work and then you're like you see the 5 p.m. people like about to leave and then you're
Oh,
like, yo, what's up? You know, and then you
yeah.
have the night shift with all the people you
And
complain about work
you're
and
usually
stuff.
like working with the same people, especially just in the kitchen.
For
It'll be like
sure.
probably
Kitchen life, like for sure, like you're
yeah.
with the same people every single day, but like having those little like one-off interactions, like going outside and you're like, yo, how's your base going? Like this person tipped me a fat goose egg, bro. Like yeah, it's pretty fun, bro.
Yeah.
But
So you must know some good recipes then. If you
nah, like
Top Golf food hits pretty hard.
I low key was chefing it up at Top Golf, like no
They
cap, yeah.
they got that
I can show you some photos after.
yeah, you should, but they have what's that thing called it's not pizza, but it's like a flatbread.
Yeah.
That thing's really good.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't been there in a while, but I mean to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, well, you guys have some great stuff to say, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Man.
call up
That's it.